Family, this brother Reggie on my camera.
Yep.
And me and brother Reggie, we talking about what is the white man up to in America vis-a-vis our people. What is the white man up to, brother Reggie?
Status quo. Continue his control over black people, black minds, and because we are in fact his capital.
And because we don't produce anything, but we consume, white man trying to sell us shit, right? He done turned our ass into batteries where we producing capital.
Right. We moving.
To make this goddamn operation work, right?
That's
not
correct.
just
We're
us.
like a generator.
Yeah, not just us, but we in particular are captives to this shit because we here.
That's correct.
And for the most part,
some of the white
we know.
folks
Listen,
too.
we know their status.
Okay.
See, we are not asleep to the fact that we're not the only slaves here.
That's correct.
You understand? Part of the way that they keep their slaves under control,
right,
is that they kind of like keep the focus on us.
That's correct.
This is why you hear black on black crime.
That's right. That's right.
And you don't hear about the mafia.
No, you don't.
Or the Chinese mafia,
or the Aryan
or the
Nation,
Colombian
or
mafia,
right.
or
keep it on
the
us.
Hell's Angels, or you know what I'm saying, the methamphetamine white boy gangs that be killing each other and
That's
shit.
correct.
You don't hear about that.
Or
you
the
don't
heroin
hear
in
about
upstate communities.
all
Keep
you
it
hear
on
about
us.
is black on black crime.
That's right.
Because they want to keep their slaves' minds on us.
Right.
You understand? That's an old trick. That's an old trick.
All right.
We know that. So what we also know is that what they really up to is selling shit. They trying to sell us.
You want me to put the camera on you?
Look, I don't know. Come and see what the camera's on. Because they trying to sell us shit.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They selling us shit. And they not just selling us images. Because when you look at our people, all of our people have on the shit that they selling.
That's right.
You understand? So now, what we gonna do is we gonna understand what they up to. Because they up to selling us shit. Right? And if we got the latest shit that they selling,
right,
then we feel good. Now, why would having the latest pair of rubber shoes when we know they was killing our people in the Congo over damn rubber?
Because they control the chemistry. Brain thoughts is just chemistry.
You understand? So now if they killing our people over rubber,
it's like alcohol.
and they making shoes with the rubber,
shopping is alcohol.
and they selling us the rubber shoes,
It's cocaine.
right?
Shopping is cocaine.
And we bouncing around this motherfucker with rubber shoes on.
That's right, because we on crack.
You understand?
Right.
Bouncing. We will wait in front of a business. Now notice I'm saying we, even though I don't do this.
Right.
But we will wait in
24
front of a
hours.
business. I never disassociate myself from the people, right?
24 hours.
We will wait for days to get the latest pair of rubber shoes.
That's right, Brother Larry.
So, to me,
And dreaming.
listen,
all
when,
the while.
but
until
when
we
I
can
was
purchase
young,
it.
when I was young, we thought rubber shoes, we thought clown.
Skips.
Because the clown had rubber shoes on.
Skips.
Dance around made you laugh with the red nose, right? Now, when you see our people with all of the different color rubber shoes now,
All of them.
rainbow rubber shoes,
For each day.
can't have enough colors in the rubber shoes.
With toothpicks cleaning them.
You understand? Now, watch this. At the same time, they won't put those rubber shoes on and run up on the problem that we got.
Oh no.
They want to put the rubber shoes. You can't step on those rubber shoes either.
They sleeping with them, Brother Larry.
They will
They're under
hurt
their
you.
bed.
They will hurt you if you step on those rubber shoes.
They sleep with them. They're under their bed. And
You understand?
I understand.
They're a status symbol.
that's correct.
This is why you have rubber shoes that cost $7,000.
That's correct. Thanks to Kanye.
7,000.
Shout out to Kanye West and his shoes, yeah?
Kanye.
Yeah. Shout out to Jordan, making it all possible.
Kanye. Right? Now, we already know Michael Jordan don't give a fuck about people.
Don't give a fuck.
Right? He only give a fuck about making some dough.
That's right.
And I'm not mad at him because he's a product of his environment, the fabrication that is this market.
But he don't evolve.
You understand? Now, what I'm saying is that because we know we inside of an orchestrated fabrication designed to produce products for us to consume, right? How come we can't take control of our spending habits so that we could regulate this market and make this motherfucker yield to us?
Because we stop thinking. The shopping is a
or we have been the victims of a clever strategy designed to produce this effect.
That's correct. That's
which
correct.
would be COINTELPRO. Because during the 60s, we wasn't falling for the shit like this. During the 60s, the music wasn't telling us the shit that is telling us now. Now, the music is telling us that we ain't shit. That we niggas and bitches, hoes and tricks.
Television
the music
has
is
been
telling
the
us this.
Greatest fucking invention. of
So
all
now,
fucking
if
time.
the music is telling us this,
Yes.
and we know as a people, we are so musically in tuned that every facet of our life contains music.
Right.
All of our social events, all of our gatherings,
Onto something, Brother Larry.
right? So
Onto
now,
something.
if they're manipulating us through our music,
Hypnotized.
if we know, we see videos of babies sleeping and you turn on the music and they up responding. So we know frequency manipulation
They've been studying us.
is controlled,
They're getting better.
right? All I'm saying is, if we know they produce these television commercials, millions of dollars for a commercial during the mega sporting events because they have your attention and they flash your brain
They're sending it through the phones now.
and they
sending the
get you.
frequencies.
They have you buying these products lined up. All I'm saying, Brother Reggie,
Yes,
is
sir.
that we dealing with psychological warfare, right? Understanding that we dealing with psychological warfare, it's designed to produce an effect. In this market, there's only one effect they trying to produce.
Shopping.
They selling products.
Shopping. That's correct.
You understand? Now watch this. Now you talk about evolution with me. Here's what I didn't tell you. America's religion is capitalism. How they celebrate, how they worship is shopping. This is why on all of their holidays, Brother Reggie,
That's right. Shop till you drop.
they have sales. That is a part of the religion of capitalism. You understand? Now, because I understand this,
Well said.
because I understand this though, right? When I tell people America's true religion is capitalism, right? Hey, get out of here. There's no capitalist church. Yeah, it's right there. There's a capitalist church. There's a temple. All of these businesses are temples of capitalism. You go in and you participate in the religious practice of capitalism. You pick something up and you exchange money for it.
It has never been said better before.
Right? So now, when I recognize this, I tell you that just like we orchestrated this system,
Yes, sir.
we orchestrated the system. The one where it says there's a creator. You understand? And then we set up rules whereby which the creator said this is how you go about worshiping him.
But that's the lower church. That's the main
Oh,
church.
listen, no, this is the capitalist version.
That's the main church.
No, this is the capitalist version.
Yes.
Also in this country, because this is a country of freedom of religion, right? So you have capitalism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, atheism. These are all religions. You understand? Because they all have methods whereby which you engage in order to belong to their particular sect.
That's
right? Brother Larry doesn't belong to any of these groups, right? I'm not an atheist. I'm not a theist. I'm not a Christian, a Muslim, a Jew, a Buddhist. I'm not a Kemetist. I don't believe in any of that. You understand?
Right.
What I know is that this planet is alive. How do I know the planet's alive? Because we're a manifestation of it. And we call ourselves alive. So everything on this planet that's moving, we say is alive.
I agree
Everything, watch this, because you got some plants on this planet that try to grab you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Right. Or poison.
No, they try to eat you.
Right. Or poison you.
You understand? Because they're alive. And when you're alive, you need shit to eat.
Right.
How do I know? Everything that's alive is eating shit.
Right.
You understand? So now me, I'm a 1 and 2 guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm 1 and 2. 1, 2. They eating shit. They eating shit. They eating shit. I'm eating shit. I'm eating shit because I'm hungry. They gotta be eating shit because they hungry. There's no other reason to kill something and eat it unless you're hungry. So now, if you hungry and you killing shit and eating it, you on a planet full of killers, right? Now, no rational being would deliberately orchestrate a planet full of killers and then have love for you and put you in the middle of it. So that's not rational. So no, I don't believe in things like that. What I know is that the planet,
that's a good point, brother.
Evolved from violence. The life forms on this planet evolved from violence. Now, what I call violence, you might call natural selection. Other people might call a supernova, catastrophic events. I call it violence.
It is violent.
It's violent.
Chemicals.
All I want to tell you is when you ejaculate a sperm cell into a woman, that is violent.
That's correct. It's
you understand? It's violent.
Before it even happened.
When the sperm cell hits the egg to fertilize it, that's violence.
That's correct. You got to penetrate it.
Sometimes it hits the egg with such violence that it splits it into different pieces. And this is where your twins and triplets come from.
That's right.
That's violence. So I understand that life itself is produced through acts of violence, right? Now, what most people don't understand is that when you look out into the outer reaches of perceivable reality, you still see that same violence. Shit is blowing up.
They just don't understand it.
So I don't have a problem with we being a product of an explosion that occurred sometime in the remote past, right? Now, people want to term that the Big Bang Theory. I say no, it couldn't be a Big Bang because there's no atmosphere in space. And a bang is a sound, and if there's no atmosphere, you ain't got no sound. I know. I understand it's descriptive terminology, but what I'm saying,
an explosion.
But here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying, brother Reggie. That's not true. An explosion doesn't come with a bang, right? No.
It can't come with light.
No. What I'm saying to you, brother Reggie, is no. An explosion doesn't come with a bang. An explosion comes with a bang on planet Earth. On planet Earth. Contained in the phenomenon. Here's what I'm saying. No, this is why. And I'm not. This is the reason for the technicality.
Right.
This is the reason for the technicality.
You're doing a semantic. That's a semantic.
Actually, it's not. If you let me finish, you will understand that it's not. What I'm doing is showing you that within the confines of our existence, our fabrication, our perception of our fabrication, we have principles that govern this fabrication that we can reproduce because they're concrete. We can build stores.
I understand.
We can build multiple stores.
I know, but the sun is exploding.
No,
Brother Larry.
Yeah. But what I'm saying,
there's explosions on the sun. Right?
Yeah, but what
there's bang.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, look, brother Reggie. I'm gonna say this to you. I'm gonna say this to you right now, brother Reggie. The sun is 1 astronomical unit away from the Earth.
It is.
Right?
It's
that is a mean of 93 million miles. You have never heard an explosion on the sun.
No,
it takes light 8 minutes and 20 seconds on average to reach the Earth.
Because sound is not carried in that
what I'm saying to you, brother Reggie, right, is that what man does is man extrapolates
That's fine.
Man says that because this does this here.
Because it's a word that we're using.
No, what I'm saying, Brother Reggie.
It doesn't have to actually
No, Brother
describe.
Reggie. See, Brother Reggie, I'm trying to make a point, and then you ain't letting me get to this point, right? What man does, listen. This is an evolution. This is an evolutionary point if you let me make it,
Yes,
right? What man does is man looks at this. I know this. This works like this. And man says it must work like this over there.
Yes.
Based on it working like this here. All I'm saying is that because I know that there's sound here because of the atmosphere, and I know there's no atmosphere there, I know there's no sound there. No, wait.
Sound.
Wait. I also know that because people are making people here now.
Right.
That people been making people like that for as long as people been here.
I agree with that.
Now, all I'm saying is that where they say, well, where did people come from?
Okay.
And now we get to the evolutionary part, right?
Well, we have always been. We've not departed from the evolutionary
What I'm
part.
saying is that people didn't evolve one person and then the next person. People evolved from a different species, right, on this planet. And as evolving from a different species, they didn't all evolve in the same place as the same people, just from similar. This is why we similar today. We not the same. Just like you look at other species on this planet and you see that they're similar, but they're not the same.
I understand. You're lecturing. I'm receiving what you're saying, so I'm not gonna debate you at this time.
It's okay.
This part we can.
It's okay, but all I'm saying is that when you look at certain populations on this planet,
you just propose? Was what you proposed to me? Was that fact or was it a theory?
see, it's a fact right now.
No, I'm just talking about your
Whether or not
evolution.
they popped up.
Was it a theory or was it a fact?
Well, it's not really a theory. See, I don't call that a theory.
Hypothesis?
That's a yes. And it's based on fact. It's based on the fact.
It is one of the probabilities. It's a possibility. Doesn't necessarily.
Well, no. See, I'm not. See,
are you saying that that's the only possibility?
No. See, here's what I'm saying. Based on what I see right now.
I got that.
Based on people that exist right now.
I got that.
First of all, I can prove that in the last 500 years, maybe 3 or 4 different types of people came into existence that never existed before.
Races. Those are races.
Well, no, they're not races.
Yes,
there's no such thing as a race.
Yes, it is.
No.
There's a species and there's subdivisions of a species called a race that can interbreed with different phenotypes.
No, there's no such thing as a race. See, what I'm saying to you, right, is...
A poodle and a German shepherd is not a race of a dog?
No.
What
species.
Are they? No, a poodle can still mate with a German shepherd.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that... but listen.
Now we get into the definition.
Now, here's what I'm saying to you, right?
Yeah.
They're all canines.
That's right. That's the species.
Now, what I'm saying to you, right? Within that species canine, you got different types
Those
of
are
dogs.
called races.
Right. No, they're not races.
Those
not
are interbreeding.
Yeah, I got you. But no, they're not races.
Races. R-A-C-E-S. That is a dictionary term.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
that's what you
when you say race, listen.
Yes.
Listen.
No, I'm just using a dictionary.
I understand you. What I'm saying is this. When you say race, you mean ethnic group race?
Yeah, I mean, I could mean.
I don't use the term race. I use the term ethnic group.
But dogs. Are you talking about dogs at different ethnic groups?
No, because here again lies the paradox, right? I'm not separating man from the animal kingdom.
Then don't. All we got to do is go to Merriam Webster,
and we'll get the opinion, and we will get the opinion.
Definition, because me and you, we talking the same language,
okay,
right?
I got you.
So we got to use the same definition.
I got you.
So either my definition is wrong or right.
Okay.
In that definition, it talks about the interbreeding of a species and the changing of the different phenotypes. That's what it talks about.
Okay.
And so you get different phenotypes, and so that's all I'm saying.
Okay. Now, what I'm saying, brother.
Yes.
Right, is that when you look at the populations of people, right? What they're doing is they're using deductive reasoning. They going backwards. They looking at what they see and they tracing it back.
As one of the possibilities.
No, well, that's how they coming up with this.
No. As one of the possibilities. There are a lot of possibilities out, right? But what we do is, in science, we look at possibilities and probabilities, right? And then sometimes, from the different thoughts, we get the answer or new path to go down. So that's all I'm saying. But it's necessary. You don't rule out anything unless it's factually incorrect.
Now,
in science.
Here's what I'm saying, right? When you look at Puerto Ricans, they didn't exist 500 years ago.
Neither did Dominicans.
Right? Now, what I'm saying is that we know if you put people in close proximity, they gonna do some fucking, and it's gonna be some offspring.
That's correct.
And the offspring gonna be different if the people that produce them is different.
That's correct.
Right? Now, the offspring gonna have different ideologies and become a whole different tribe of people. We got that.
That don't matter.
What I'm saying is that they looking at that phenomena and saying, okay, well, this is how people were always. And they tracing it back to your out of Africa theory, right? All I'm saying, Brother Reggie, is the out of Africa theory don't account for the different people.
In time periods, it does.
No.
It doesn't. And when you have layers of fossil finds, right? You have a certain group of fossil finds that you only find on a continent that they call Africa, and then you have finds that are outside of Africa,
Got
right?
you.
India and Europe.
Got you.
Right?
But what I'm saying is, you do not have. There ain't no way possible for you to tell me that there is not right now different people on this planet.
No, there is, but that's not what I'm saying.
Now, what I'm saying is that, but what I'm saying is, as a scientist,
right?
You know
Using scientific
that
method, right.
you know that 23 chromosomes from your mother and 23 chromosomes from your
That's
father
correct.
is how you got here. As a scientist, you know mitochondrial DNA. You have Y chromosome, right? As a male.
That's right.
As a scientist, you know that this Y chromosome is going to reproduce.
Yeah. Most of it has the same information. Some of it has different phenotypes, different memory. So then you get a different result. Why? Because
Variation.
natural selection, they're trying to, natural selection occurs for the survival of the species and for the species to get better. So there may be something that we don't know, right? That we should know. Something changed in the environment that's necessary for the survival of the species.
Right? But what we do know, you take these brothers for instance, right? Continental transports.
Yes.
Right? And you see the culture they're engaged in. They're eating from the same bowl.
Right.
From the same dishes.
Right.
Now we don't do that.
Unless we at an Italian.
But we do not do that.
We do it on Italian dinner.
But we've lost that culture.
Yeah.
That's not a part of our culture anymore.
Smarter. We get sick. He putting a spoon in the same rice and he could be sick and all the rest of him is dead. That's stupid shit.
So you think that part of the culture
is stupid, non-scientific.
Now, what I'm saying is that part of the culture is culturally binding.
That's right. But they need to change. Otherwise they're going to die.
But now
if they were the Guinea, they would be fucking dead.